everyone, welcome to the Deep Dive.
Thanks for having me.
Today, we're going to do a deep dive into the world of music.
Awesome.
Specifically, how you can make it as an artist in this crazy digital age.
It really is a whole new world out there, isn't it?
It's crazy how much has changed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be unpacking the Musical Artist Marketing and Promotion Bible today, and I was already blown away by some of this stuff in here.
Right.
AI songwriting, the power of playlists.
Yeah.
Even merch strategy. Yeah.
How all of these elements
Yeah.
have become crucial for success in today's music industry,
Okay, so
much of it comes down to artists.
Yeah.
Understanding how to navigate this new landscape and build a sustainable career, really.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit.
Sure.
For those of us who might still be picturing old school record execs.
I know what you mean.
Smoking cigars in dimly lit offices.
Right, yeah.
How has the industry changed?
Well, I think you can kind of think of it this way, right?
Okay.
It used to be like this very closed system.
Okay.
A few powerful record labels really held the keys to success.
Yeah.
Controlling access to radio play,
Right.
distribution, marketing, all that stuff.
Right.
But the rise of streaming platforms has completely disrupted that whole model, really.
Yeah. So instead of needing a label's approval, now artists can just reach a global audience directly through Spotify, Apple Music, and all those platforms.
Precisely.
Wow.
Independent artists, now they have the power to connect with listeners worldwide
Wow.
without needing that traditional gatekeeper.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it also means there's a lot more competition out there now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, millions of songs are uploaded to these streaming platforms every year.
It's overwhelming.
Standing out in that sea of music is the single biggest challenge for artists today.
Oh.
And that's precisely where marketing and promotion come in.
Yeah.
They're no longer just nice to haves.
Yeah.
They're essential for survival, really.
That makes sense. It's even if you're creating this incredible music.
Yeah.
If no one knows it exists, how can you even build a fan base?
Yeah, exactly. It's not enough to just be talented anymore.
Right.
You need to be savvy about how you present yourself, connect with your audience, and ultimately, build a brand.
Okay, so let's unpack this whole brand thing because I think a lot of artists might hear that word and think it's only for big corporations or something.
Yeah, that's a common misconception.
Yeah.
But in the music world, your brand is everything that makes you you.
Okay.
It's your musical style, your image,
Yeah.
your lyrics, even the way you interact with your fans online.
So it's not just about the music itself, it's about the whole package.
Precisely. The book actually calls it your unique selling proposition, like your USP. It's what makes you stand out from the crowd. Think about, artists you love.
Yeah, yeah.
What is it about them that resonates with you? It could be their raw, emotional lyrics, their infectious energy on stage, their quirky fashion sense, I don't know, whatever makes them memorable.
I'm starting to see how having a strong brand is kind of like having a beacon in the dark, right?
Yeah.
Guiding listeners to your music amidst all the noise.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And today, a huge part of that beacon is your online presence.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in this digital age, having a strong online presence it's non-negotiable, really.
Well, yeah, that's how most of us discover new music these days, right?
Right.
Scrolling through Spotify, checking out recommendations on social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The book really stresses the importance of having a professional-looking website.
Okay.
Think of it as your home base online.
Okay.
It should be easy to navigate on any device. And it should have a way for fans to, sign up for your mailing list.
Okay, so website's the home base.
Yes.
But then you've got the wild world of social media.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine that can feel overwhelming.
It can be a lot, yeah.
For artists, yeah. Where do you even begin?
Well, the key is to be strategic, right? Each platform has its own strengths.
Yeah.
Instagram is all about visuals.
Right.
So high-quality photos and short, engaging videos are crucial. Think behind-the-scenes snippets.
Okay.
Clips of you performing live.
Yeah.
Or even just a quick hello to your followers.
So Instagram is all about that visual storytelling. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Giving fans a glimpse into your world.
Okay.
And then you've got Facebook, which is a great platform for sharing news and updates,
Yeah.
Take tour announcements, new releases, merch drops, that sort of thing.
So it's about using each platform
Yes.
in a way that like plays to its strengths and keeps fans engaged.
Right. And don't forget about the power of email marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Building a mailing list lets you connect with your most dedicated fans directly,
Yeah.
giving them exclusive content and updates.
It's interesting how even with all the like flashy social media stuff,
I know, right?
email is still such a valuable tool.
It is, because it gives you a direct line to your fans' inboxes.
Right, right.
Which is more valuable than ever in an age where,
Yeah.
Algorithms control so much of what they see online.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about building your brand, establishing a strong online presence.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it all comes back to the music, right?
Absolutely. The music is still the foundation.
Yeah.
And while talent and creativity are essential, the musical artist marketing and promotion Bible actually dives into some really interesting tips
Okay.
for songwriting and production.
Okay.
It even talks about the role of AI in music.
Hold on. AI songwriting. Is that like robots writing hit songs now?
It's not quite that sci-fi, I promise.
Yeah, okay.
But AI can be a really useful tool for generating melodies.
Oh, wow.
Coming up with lyric ideas, or even helping with arrangements.
Okay.
But it's important to remember that it's a tool.
Yeah.
Not a replacement for human creativity.
Okay, good, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
But it is pretty wild to see how technology is like impacting every aspect of the music industry these days.
It really is. And it's not just about the audio anymore.
Yeah.
Visuals play a huge role too.
Oh, right.
Music videos, album art, even the photos you share on social media, all of it contributes to your brand's visual identity.
So it's like you're creating this whole world for fans to step into, not just with the sound, but with the visuals as well.
Exactly. And that's where the power of storytelling comes in. Weaving a narrative into your content really helps fans connect with you on a deeper level.
Okay, I'm really starting to see how all these pieces fit together.
Yeah.
You've got the music, the brand, the online presence. But how do you actually get the word out there?
Right.
How do you cut through the noise and make sure people actually hear your music?
Well, that is where marketing strategy comes in.
Okay.
And that's exactly what we'll be diving into next. So marketing strategy, right? This is where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all about having a plan, not just random actions.
Okay.
You need a roadmap.
Right, like a roadmap guiding you toward your goals.
Exactly. And the Musical Artist Marketing and Promotion Bible lays out a framework for how to build that roadmap.
Okay, I'm ready to get technical. What are some of the key strategies that really stood out to you?
Well, we talked about social media. Let's dive a bit deeper.
Okay.
It's not just about posting something. It's about posting the right things.
Yeah.
On the right platforms,
Okay, I'm all ears. Give me those insider tips.
Let's start with Instagram.
Okay.
Since it's so visual, high quality photos and videos are super important.
Right.
The book suggests thinking of your Instagram feed almost as a curated gallery, right?
Okay.
Showcasing your aesthetic and personality.
So it's not just random selfies and blurry concert pictures.
Not if you want to stand out.
Right, okay.
Think professional photo shoots, captivating video snippets, maybe from your music videos, or even behind the scenes glimpses of your creative process, that kind of thing.
So it's about giving fans a more polished, a more intentional look into your world.
Exactly, yeah. And don't underestimate Instagram stories.
Yeah.
They're a great way to connect with your fans on a more personal level.
What kind of content works well for stories?
Think Q&As, polls, behind-the-scenes glimpses of your day, or even just sharing, a song you're loving at the moment, that kind of thing.
So it's about being authentic and letting your personality shine through.
Exactly. And then with Facebook, it's a little less about the polished visuals.
Okay.
And more about sharing news and updates.
Right, so it's the go-to place for tour announcements and new releases, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It's also a good platform for running contests or giveaways,
Oh, yeah.
Fans love that.
Right. That's a fun way to generate some buzz. Reward your loyal followers.
Exactly. And here's something the book emphasizes. I think a lot of artists, they kind of overlook Facebook ads.
Oh, interesting. I've heard mixed things about paid advertising.
Yeah.
Is it really worth it for musicians?
It definitely can be if you do it right,
Okay.
The key is targeting.
Right.
Facebook lets you get so specific with who sees your ads. You can target by age, location,
wow,
interests, even musical preferences.
So if I'm a folk musician, I could target like people who like Joni Mitchell or Fleet Foxes.
Exactly. It's all about putting your music in front of people who are, already likely to enjoy it.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. It's like, why waste your ad budget on people who probably wouldn't be into your music anyway?
Right. Be strategic.
Mm.
Okay, so let's move on. Another topic that's like crucial for building a sustainable music career. Merch.
Merch. Okay. I have to admit, I've bought my fair share of band t-shirts over the years.
Right. Of course. Everyone has.
So what are some creative ways that, artists are turning merch into a real revenue stream these days?
Well, one thing the book really emphasizes is thinking beyond the basic band logo t-shirt.
Okay.
Like, why not offer limited edition designs
Yeah.
inspired by, specific songs or albums?
Mm-hmm.
Or collaborate with, artists to create unique pieces, that kind of thing.
I love the idea of limited edition merch. It
Yeah.
creates that sense of exclusivity, like fans are getting something truly special,
Exactly. And when it comes to selling the merch,
Yeah.
online stores are essential.
Mm-hmm.
But don't underestimate the power of selling at shows.
Oh, right. Because people are already there. They're excited. They're in the mood to support you.
Exactly. It's a great opportunity to, connect with fans.
Yeah.
Give them a tangible memento of the experience.
Okay, so we've covered social media and merch.
Yeah.
What about the mystical world of playlists?
Oh, yeah.
How do artists actually get their music
Right.
on those coveted Spotify playlists, the ones that can make such a huge difference?
It's one of the biggest questions in the music industry today.
Yeah.
And the Musical Artist Marketing and Promotion Bible actually breaks down the different types of playlists
Okay.
and offers some really good advice for getting your music featured.
Break it down for us. What kind of playlists are we talking about?
Well, first, you've got editorial playlists.
Okay.
Those are curated by, experts at Spotify, Apple Music, and other streaming platforms.
Like the new Music Friday playlists, the ones that everyone checks out.
Exactly. Then you've got algorithmic playlists. Those are generated based on, users' listening habits.
Okay.
And finally, there are user-generated playlists, which, anyone can create and share.
So it's a whole ecosystem of playlists out there.
Yeah.
Each with its own way of surfacing new music.
Exactly. And when it comes to the editorial playlists, the book recommends actively pitching your music
Okay.
to curators who focus on your specific genre.
So it's not just about hoping to get lucky. You're actually reaching out and making a case for why your music deserves to be on there.
Exactly. And the book has some great tips on, how to craft a compelling pitch.
I'm curious, what about those algorithmic playlists? Those seem a bit more mysterious. How do you even, influence an algorithm?
Well, algorithms are designed to surface music that, listeners are likely to enjoy based on their, past listening habits.
Okay.
So the more people who listen to your music, save it to their libraries, add it to their own playlists, the more likely it is to get picked up by those algorithms.
So it's like a snowball effect. The more engagement you get,
Yes.
the more the algorithm kind of helps you out.
Exactly. And that's why, having a strong social media presence,
Yeah.
engaging with your fans is so important.
Right.
Because it all contributes to that, overall buzz that algorithms are looking for.
Okay, so this is all starting to make sense, but, let's be real for a minute.
Yeah.
Creating great music, building a brand, mastering social media, pitching to playlists.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And at the end of the day, musicians got to make a living, Ray.
You're absolutely right. And that's why the book dedicates a whole section to the business side of the music industry.
Let's talk money then. How has the way that musicians earn a living, how has that changed in this streaming dominated world?
Well, the old model of relying primarily on album sales, that's pretty much gone.
Okay.
Streaming royalties are, a significant source of income now.
Yeah.
But it's important to understand how they work.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of artists complaining that the payouts per stream are tiny, tiny amounts of money.
Yeah, it's true. The average payout per stream on Spotify, for example, is only 0.03.
Wow.
So you need a lot of streams to generate substantial income.
Wow. That's eye-opening. So it's not just about getting your music on Spotify. You need to be really strategic about driving those streams.
Exactly. And that's why it's crucial to diversify your income streams.
So it's not just about Spotify plays then?
No.
What else is out there?
Well, merch is a great avenue, as we discussed. Live performance income is still significant, especially for artists who, cultivate a strong touring following.
Nothing beats the energy of a live show.
Right. And then there's sync licensing.
Okay.
Getting your music featured in films, TV shows, video games, even commercials.
Wait, sync licensing. That sounds super interesting. Is it really as lucrative as I've heard?
It can be very lucrative.
Okay.
It's a competitive world, though.
I'm guessing it takes a certain kind of music to like work for sync licensing.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Music supervisors, the people who actually choose music for like film and TV, they're looking for tracks that evoke specific moods or emotions.
So it's not necessarily about having like a chart-topping hit. It's about creating music that kind of tells a story or sets a scene.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there are agencies that specialize in like connecting artists with sync licensing opportunities.
Wow. So many possibilities.
Yeah.
But managing all this, like the streaming, the merch, the live shows, the sync licensing,
right?
It sounds like you need a business degree on top of your musical talent these days.
It can feel that way. And the Musical Artist Marketing and Promotion Bible really stresses the importance of financial planning,
Right.
Tracking your income and expenses, setting a budget, and even exploring things like grant funding.
So it's about treating your music career like a business, like a real business.
Absolutely. You're the CEO of your own brand.
I love that. It's empowering, kind of, to think of it that way.
Right.
Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here.
We have.
From social media strategy to merch, playlists, even like the business side of things.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, I have to say, but also super inspired.
That's the beauty of this book.
Yeah.
It really opens your eyes to all the possibilities.
Right.
But it also like gives you a framework for navigating this whole complex world.
It's like a pep talk and a masterclass all rolled into one.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of pep talks, I think it's important to emphasize something the book highlights, which is the power of building a strong support network.
So it's not just about grinding it out alone in your basement studio.
Not at all. Connecting with, other musicians, mentors, industry professionals.
Yeah. These
relationships are so crucial for both creative and emotional support.
Right. Because music can be such a like solitary pursuit at times, it must make such a difference to have that like community around you.
It does, yeah. And as your career grows, you might even want to think about like building a team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What kind of roles are we talking about here?
Well, a manager, for example, can handle, the business side of things, contracts, negotiations, overall strategy.
So they're like your personal CEO.
Exactly. Then you've got booking agents.
Okay.
Who specialize in like securing live performance opportunities.
I imagine that's a whole world unto itself, like navigating venues, promoters, contracts.
Oh, it is for sure.
Yeah.
And then depending on your needs, you might also need a lawyer.
Right. To make sure your contracts are solid, protect your intellectual property.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as you grow, you might even need a publicist.
Wow.
To help you get media coverage.
So it's fascinating how building a music career is like building a business.
Yeah.
There are so many moving parts.
There are. But just like any successful business, it all starts with a solid foundation and a clear vision.
And a whole lot of passion and dedication, I'm guessing. I'm feeling super motivated after this deep dive.
That's great to hear.
What are some final words of wisdom from the Musical Artist Marketing and Promotion Bible that our listener can kind of take to heart?
Well, the book ends with a really powerful question.
Okay.
It asks, how will you adapt to this ever-changing music industry and make your mark?
Wow. That is a great question.
It puts the power back in the artist's hands.
It does, yeah. It's a call to action, to be proactive, innovative, persistent.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a reminder that while the music industry is constantly evolving, the power to create and connect through music remains in the hands of the artists.
That's beautiful. It really is inspiring to see how artists are not just creating amazing music these days, but also taking charge of their careers and forging their own paths.
That entrepreneurial spirit is so essential in today's industry.
Speaking of entrepreneurial spirit, there's one more piece of advice from the Musical Artist Marketing and Promotion Bible that I wanted to touch on before we wrap up. The book talks about like thinking long term.
Oh, that's so important. It's easy to get caught up in the, the hustle of like chasing that next gig, that next playlist placement.
Right.
But building a sustainable career requires a long-term vision.
So it's about setting goals, not just for next month, but for next year.
Yeah.
For 5 years down the line.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that long-term thinking, it applies to everything from your creative output to your financial planning.
Okay, so let's talk about the financial side of things for a minute. We touched on it earlier, but what are some specific tips from the book
Sure.
that can help, artists make smart financial decisions?
Well, the book really emphasizes budgeting.
Yeah.
Knowing where your money's going is just crucial, especially when you're starting out.
I can imagine it's so easy to let expenses get out of control when you're juggling, like recording costs, touring expenses.
Merge production.
Absolutely. That's why the book recommends setting up a system for tracking your income and expenses,
All right.
There are tons of apps and software programs that can help with this.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you can see exactly how much you're spending each month on things like, studio time, marketing, travel.
Exactly. And that awareness can help you make more informed decisions about where to invest your money.
That makes sense. What about saving for the future? Is that something that musicians should be thinking about even early in their careers?
Absolutely. Setting aside even a small amount each month can make a big difference down the line, especially when unexpected expenses come up.
I'm guessing touring can be especially unpredictable financially, right?
Oh, it can be, yeah. And that's where having that financial cushion can really help.
Yeah.
The book also talks about exploring other sources of funding, like grants or crowdfunding campaigns. That's interesting. So it's not just about relying on income from gigs and streaming. There are other avenues to explore.
Absolutely. And these alternative funding sources can be really helpful for projects like recording an album or shooting a music video, which can be expensive.
Right. Yeah. It's like piecing together a financial puzzle.
Yeah.
Finding different ways to support your creative vision.
I like that.
Yeah.
And as your career grows, you might even want to think about, hiring a financial advisor who specializes in working with artists.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone who understands the unique challenges and opportunities of the music world.
Exactly. Having that expert guidance can be so valuable
as
you navigate the financial side of things.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
Yes.
I feel like we've barely scratched the surface.
I know, right?
Of the Musical Artist Marketing and Promotion Bible. I mean, I'm already walking away with a ton of valuable insights.
Me too. It's a really great resource for anyone who's serious about building a career in music.
So as we wrap things up here, what are some key takeaways you want our listener to remember from this deep dive?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that the music industry has, it's changed dramatically in recent years. Success today requires not just talent and passion, but also a savvy understanding of the business and a willingness to adapt to this, ever-evolving digital landscape.
It's about being proactive, building your brand, connecting with your fans, taking charge of your own career, really.
Exactly. And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all path to success. It's a journey, exploration, experimentation, and above all, staying true to your unique artistic vision.
That's beautiful. And if our listener is ready to dive even deeper into this world, I highly recommend checking out the Musical Artist Marketing and Promotion Bible.
For sure.
It's packed with even more strategies, tips, real-world examples to help you navigate this, this exciting and challenging world of music.
It's a must-read for any aspiring musician.
Okay. Well, on that note, it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive. A huge thanks to you for sharing your expertise.
Thank you for having me.
And for, guiding us through this fascinating world.
It was my pleasure. And to our listener, keep creating, keep hustling, and never stop believing in the power of your music.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.